Okay, you can start.
Thank you. Welcome everybody. Okay, perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'd like to welcome everybody to this edition of the annual recruitment fair for graduate studies in the Faculty of Medicine. Very excited to be here. I'd like to start by thanking Natasha for organizing this fair once again. It's so great to be here and to get to introduce you to our program. My name is Adriana Dragomir. I'm the Student Affairs Administrator in the Department of Speech Language Pathology in the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Toronto. Ours is a professional program that was established in 1958. A master's degree was established in 1980, and then a PhD degree a research master's and a PhD degree were established in 1995. The research programs live under the umbrella of the Rehabilitation Sciences Institute. So while we do have two programs in speech language pathology, I represent the professional program. And again, the research program lives under RSI. While you will be studying to become a professional in speech language pathology and SLP, your faculty members, most of our faculty of your instructors are researchers who carry out work in a variety of areas, from I don't know, speech fluency disorders to swallowing disorders, bilingual development, speech production, aphasia, voice disorders. So a number of areas that are highly, I think, relevant to the times that we live in, and you will be exposed to the latest research in all these areas. Our faculty are well published. They're recognized researchers in their respective fields. If you would like to read more about our program, feel free to visit slp.utoronto.ca. We have information about our courses, about the curriculum, both academic and clinical, and about our admission requirements. You get to understand what we ask of our applicants, and also to read about the financial opportunities that we offer while in the program, and so on. So I strongly encourage you to visit our website to get detailed information. Many of you would be here, but not necessarily have been exposed to an SLP in their lifetime. If not, then perhaps you don't know what SLPs do. They are autonomous professionals who are experts in communication and swallowing. And they work as clinicians, professors. They work as administrators and researchers, and they work in urban areas and in rural areas. And where exactly would an SLP work? An SLP would work in a hospital as a researcher, or associated with a rehabilitation center, or in schools, helping children with speech impediments. Many times SLPs are owners of private practices. They also teach and carry out research, as I mentioned before. What would you expect financially from a career as an SLP? If you have less than 5 years experience, you would earn just below $70,000. And after 5 years of experience, your salary goes up to $80,000. If you'd like to find more information about this, I encourage you to visit the website of Speech Language and Audiology Canada SAC, or go to the website listed below and see what the updates are in this area. Our program is full-time, 2-year-long program. We only have one intake in September. The application deadline for the current admission cycle is January 7, 2022, and you will need to apply on a very specific website. It's called ORPAS, Ontario Rehabilitation, and I forget what the other letters stand for. If you look up ORPAS, you will find it easily. It's a fairly straightforward process if you have all the documentation in order. The program length is 22 months. It runs straight through. There's no vacation. Your clinical placement, some of your clinical placements will take place over the summer. The program is comprised of 5 academic units and 4 clinical units or placements. Each academic unit is followed by a clinical unit in the same area. So you get to appropriate what you've studied in class during the placement. And we think that's a great way of actually understanding and putting in practice what you've learned. And it just leads to stronger outcomes. The program closes with what we call a capstone portfolio, which is a reflection piece in which you have to demonstrate competence in 8 departmental curriculum objectives. Some of the innovative features of our program are the integrated learning experiences. I've already mentioned the integrated academic and clinical modules. We offer teaching clinics in clinical placement, so we have guest lectures. Evidence-informed practice focus, the capstone portfolio, which I mentioned, and the interprofessional education curriculum, which is a great opportunity for you to work with professionals from other rehabilitation areas, and not only. So you learn to work as part of a team, because often care is provided by professionals from various areas these days. So you get to work with others and to understand more about the work that others do. So this is another amazing feature of the program. What kinds of competencies you will be developing as you are part of the interprofessional curriculum, values and ethics, communication, and collaboration. So you will be ready to work in the real world, and you'll be able to help improve patient health outcomes, and be satisfied with the work that you do. Who participates in these activities? We have faculty from dentistry, kinesiology, medical radiation, medicine, nursing, OT, pharmacy, physician assistant, physical therapy, social work. So this is how large the teams can be, possibly. And these are some of the disciplines that you will be interacting with. And we think this is very, very exciting and very helpful. I already mentioned that our faculty carry out research that is recognized worldwide, and so you will be developing close relationships with members of the SLP community, both in education and research. We also have a highly supportive alumni association that is involved in many of our events all the time. They give awards, they organize award events. It's a growing, but at the same time closely knitted community. We admit 60 students per year. We review over 300 applications each year. We get more and more all the time, which we think is great. It's proof that people are interested in this profession. The application process is quite competitive. What are some of the admission requirements? We ask for a 4-year undergraduate degree or equivalent, for a minimum of mid-B in the final year of studies or undergraduate studies. We do not limit our applicants' background in any way, although we do recommend that 75% of coursework being arts and sciences, just because you get exposure to a variety of disciplines. With that said, like I said, we have students from very focused disciplines, and that has not been an issue with regards to academic performance. Do not forget to list awards and scholarships that you may have received in your undergraduate studies or graduate studies if you've completed a master's. Before, we also have applicants who completed doctorates. So if you do have academic accomplishments that you like listed, please do so in your statement of interest. ORPAS calculates a sub-GPA that we use to rank each file. They look at the last 10 full courses or 20 half courses. You will apply by the start of January. So if you have not yet completed your program, you will only have grades. For your final year, you'll only have the fall grades. So it's important to, if you're planning ahead, to have good grades all the way back to the second year, because they might just get into that year for the sub-GPA. If you're applying with a graduate program, that's great. Research experience is fantastic, and the faculty will look at that, but the grades will not be included in the sub-GPA. We ask for a number of prerequisite courses to be completed by the time you apply. You can apply with a couple of progress, but we do not recommend that you have too many unfinished by the time you submit your application in early January. We ask for a half course in child development, half course in phonetics, half course in general linguistics, half a course in statistics, half a course in research methods, and a full course in human physiology. There's a whole lot of information on our website around prerequisites, so I encourage you to go there and check out those pages so that you understand exactly what we're looking for. And we are asking for a B+ in each of these prerequisites. We do not average. There is normally a clinical component, which consists in 14 hours at least of volunteer clinical experience under an SLP, along with a clinical letter from an SLP. But because COVID has disrupted this process and clinics have been closed for months on end, and they're not entirely open, the processes are quite restored. Up to now, we have decided to waive the clinical component for the current admission cycle, so for a September 2022 entry. If you do have experiences in this area, feel free to discuss in your statement, but you are not required to submit any hours or clinical letter. In addition to what I've mentioned before, we also need 2 academic letters and the letter of intent. Again, this has been waived. How to apply? You go to Ontario University's Application Center, and there it is, Ontario Rehabilitation Sciences Programs Application Service. You select Speech Language Pathology from the menu, and then you are asked to rank the university and the program choices. The application is quite straightforward. There might be small things that you might that might throw you off at times, feel free to contact them directly. We do not have access to their troubleshooting system. We cannot help you. So if anything is unclear with regards to the technicalities of the application, feel free to contact us directly. For admission requirements, please contact us. What are your financial needs? A minimum of $25,000 per year. The tuition is normally around $12,000 per year. Of course, you have to also live somewhere and eat and maybe go out sometimes. And so a minimum of $25,000 per year. You should think about sort of securing. There are also some costs associated with placements, which may add to the budget. We do offer a number of scholarships and bursaries for our students. This is our departmental website, which I've mentioned before. The email address where I can be reached is slp.studentaffairs@utoronto.ca. I strongly encourage you to contact me by email. Most of us work from home still this fall, so email is the best way to reach me. Also, I can provide detailed responses to your questions that you can refer to so that you're able to plan your application and so on, and to make sure that you understand our requirements in detail. I guess that's my presentation. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you all for being here today. And I will be taking questions whenever Natasha thinks is appropriate. I'm not sure if it's now or at the very end.
Yeah, if you have any questions for Adriana, please post it in the chat or Q&A, and she'd be happy to answer them. There's a question here.
Sorry, I can't see. Do you see anything? I cannot see the question.
It's in the open section. Can I still apply if I meet all requirements, but I don't have some of the prerequisites?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Natasha. I still cannot see it. I don't know why, but yes, you can apply. Make sure you don't have too many prerequisites unfinished. We do need to see how you do. So to a maximum of 3, but we would prefer 1 or 2 really.
Any other questions? It's in the Q&A. Okay. If there aren't any questions, feel free to email Adriana. And do you have anything else to add, Adriana?
No, that's about it. I'm here and I respond quickly. Our admission window has opened in mid-October. It will stay open until January the 7th. And you should be able to get answers to your questions the same day, if not the day after. So pretty quickly. So yeah, shoot me an email whenever you have a question. I'll be happy to respond. Thank you again.
Thanks so much.
Natasha.